bumbling, clueless. That was how the disgraced head of the BBC was labelled in the wake of the Jimmy Savile sex abuse claims. Now, it's hardly surprising that even the most confident spokesperson can run a mile at the prospect of a media interview. But this video will help show you how you can turn a media interview into an opportunity, not an ordeal. The first point to make is about control. You can't control the interviewer's questions, but you do have 100% control over what comes out of your mouth. And the more persuasive you are, the more likely it is that your quotes or sound bites get into the final story. Okay, so how's it done? Well, for starters, you never want to go into a media interview, whether in person or over the phone, without a clear-cut message in mind. There are many very easy to remember techniques you can use to identify your 3 key messages. Radio and TV isn't about trying to cover every point comprehensively. It's about making a forceful impression. So you've identified your 3 key messages. Now what? Well, you now need to think about words and content. A good media message is short. Ideally, you should be able to say everything you deem important on a particular subject in 30 seconds or fewer. And the first thing to do is to write the key points as headlines, the essence of your message in 1 sentence. And the words you use should be strong and clear and memorable, the kind of thing you can shout to someone across a busy bar. Now, be prepared to support them with facts, figures and examples, including personal experience. What are the relevant stats and surveys, the factual evidence for what I'm claiming? Then, equally important for media interviews is the anecdotal evidence. The media isn't about being in a court of law or trying to get a scientific paper published. It's about persuasion. And among the most powerful tools you have are the human examples. So those vivid stories which help explain a point, but also embed those messages in people's minds. So there you are, with all your key points there. But then you're suddenly derailed by the interviewer's questions. Watch how one hapless managing director tried to evade negative questions with meaningless corporate statements about being excited.
You must admit, though, that it's been a tough few years for you. You've seen your market share fall from nearly 90% from its peak in 2008. What went wrong?
So, I'm always excited to be part of this industry. I'm proud to be part of this industry. This is a really exciting industry to be in, and we're at the verge of a major change towards this mobile computing, and we think BlackBerry 10 is going to power us through the next 10 years. So we're really excited. No, fundamentally, this is a great market, and I think we've been brave. We've tried lots of things. We were at the start of the smartphone business, and we're really now at the cusp of the change of this market now. And the uniqueness around BlackBerry 10, we've taken the decision to build our own operating system, and that gives us the ability to control this brand new user experience that we'll be talking about this afternoon.
But you still haven't told me what went wrong.
So what should Mr. Bates have done differently? Well, for a start, it's not a great idea to ignore the question completely. Mr. Bates needed to address it right at the start, but then use a media training technique called bridging to move the conversation on to the more positive areas. This is just one of the techniques we'll be addressing in the full video, and how the Busan mind map can come in handy here as well. We'll also be going into more detail about how to answer questions, how to package your message in media-friendly sound bites, how to dress and present yourself in front of the camera, and so on. We'll be analysing the best examples of how to come across.
There is a formal investigation being conducted by the Air Accident Investigation Branch of the Department for Transport, and British Airways is cooperating fully with that investigation. It would be inappropriate for me to speculate as to the likely cause of this incident today. But I would like to take this opportunity to praise the fire services, the ambulance crews and the police who came to the assistance of our customers and our crews. Thank you.
And some of the worst examples.
So, what are these police officers going to be paid?
We will be paying them the average...
Has this been thought through?
Of course it's been thought through.
Where are the figures?
Okay, so that's just a taster of what you'll see in the full media training video. I'll see you again for more.